Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another scene for Living World of Darkness, Camarilla Vampire Venue. In this scene, Nikki has been struggling with her feelings for Arthur, morality and feelings and balancing and all that. She's got up to his office door a few times but hasn't knocked. She's walked off to do other things, and this time she's finally going to take a deep breath and knock on the door.
Enter.
She opens the door.
When she opens the door, she'll see Arthur sat on the chair at his desk. He's wearing his trousers and a white vest. Underneath the vest, you can see bandages and signs of like a claw mark that sort of go up over his shoulder. Recognizable, I'm sure, to a gangrel as gangrel claw marks.
Yeah.
He's holding Carmen's crossbow. He seems to be trying to repair it.
She comes in, she closes the door behind her. She looks at the wound. She knows it as a gangrel claw mark, but she would also, not just from because she's gangrel, but because she's a doctor, veterinary doctor, she would recognize a animal claw mark. She doesn't say anything. She actually just immediately walks over and starts helping him with the wound.
The wound looks like it's been bandaged quite well. Well, at least for somebody with medicine 1. And it looks like, it's aggravated damage, but it's nothing that won't heal with a bit of rest. As she comes closer to him, you hear sort of like a click as the damaged crossbow sort of snaps a bit, and he takes off his glasses and throws them on the desk. Fuck. And then he just looks at her.
She looks back at him.
Can't get this thing fixed.
You need your rest. It can wait.
He puts the crossbow on the desk and sort of looks at her and says, "If I don't work, then what do I do?"
Good point.
Perhaps if this had not broken, Carmen would be alive.
She puts a hand on his other shoulder. You can't blame yourself for that. That wasn't your fault.
Did you need something?
Yeah. I thought that we should probably talk. We haven't really talked at all lately.
He indicates with his hand to to the bed, like for her to sit on. And he turns in the chair a little bit.
She sits down.
Mm. I assumed that since my departure from the coterie, I was persona non grata.
No. Not to me. I mean, yeah, it hurt that you left, that you turned your back on Selena. But I know that there has to be a reason. Because I'd like to think that I know who you are.
When I was given this life, I made several promises. And I, despite my personal feelings towards anyone in this bunker, I don't support treachery to the Camarilla.
We don't even know if it's true. She didn't even do anything. It was talking. So now you could be punished for just talking. We know who sold her out. It's not hard to figure out.
I don't think anyone, not everybody, realizes what kind of position we're in. We hold on to our sense of human rights and our self-worth because of our human lives, but in the wide world of kindred, we are nothing. The sacrifice of my life or your life or Mr. Spillane's life or Miss Whitaker's life is inconsequential to the workings of a great machine. And if you are to become a bigger cog in that wheel, you must be very careful about what you say, to whom, and how you place yourself. Making overt actions against someone as powerful as you there? Hello?
Personally,
Did you hear what I said?
they made an
Lindsay?
example out of her. They You can't hear me?
I can hear you, but it's lagging.
Yes. Well, no. You. Okay. Can you hear me? How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Is that better?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Google Hangouts.
Alright, you can hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
How about now?
Google Hangouts is a piece of shit, a piece of shit, a piece of shit. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Good, right. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
So,
where was I?
I just said that Selena didn't do anything.
Yeah, Arthur said that, he said that, did you hear the part I was saying about cogs in the wheel?
Yes.
Right. Um, making political moves, even in talk, is not the way to establish safety or freedom for anyone. We're in a very vulnerable position. We're under siege. We're not in the true camera of the city anymore. And if we're perceived to be anarchs or rebels or traitors, then they will just wipe us out. And how can we rebuild if there's no one left? No, I don't believe that caitiffs should be killed just for being caitiffs. I don't. That's not my opinion. I don't share Marie Antoinette's views, but if she trusts any of us, before Selena pulled her act of defiance that night, Marie Antoinette offered me a position as an advisor. I very much doubt that's going to go through now. But if I had that position, I could protect the caitiffs. If it was in the best interests of the city. I don't
Cadis.
serve individuals. I serve the Camarilla. But not all the choices that are made are my choices alone. Just as not all the choices you make are your choices alone. You have elders and clan to discuss with before you make your actions.
For the most part.
People need to stop pretending that we don't live in a feudal society when we do. It's just hard for people who are new to it to understand. But people like Selena may find out the hard way that it's all just one big machine.
Regardless of what she was planning, she didn't deserve that. But I didn't do anything to stop it either, because, well, I'm not that stupid.
Arthur sort of looks ponderous. Like I said when I left the coterie, it is not my place in the world to decide what is right and what is not. I might have my own opinions, but I don't make the rules. I don't lead.
And it's thinking like that that keeps the rules the way that they are. Those that roll over and just let things be the way that they are, that's why nothing ever changes. I refuse.
Berlin refused a prince once, but they were a city that had power to do so.
She's not the only choice, you know.
I know she's not the only choice, but it is also a bigger picture than what people personally want. And in my opinion, you need to. He sort of. If you're not stronger than your opponent, you must outwit it.
And you think that doing everything that they say, being their puppet, is outwitting your opponent? But she has a very serious look on her face.
Maybe one day I will make the rules, but today is not that day.
We have a chance here. Our position, while vulnerable, is unique. We can, with the right support, make it better than what it was before. By letting someone like her take over, that's not going to happen. No. I support someone else.
He nods. Not sort of dismissively. He seems to nod sort of respectfully to what she has to say.
By letting someone like her take over Kados in this city, we'll never have a chance. Like you said, you don't make the rules, and what makes you think as an advisor you're gonna be able to protect Kados? You're not going to. You'll do what she wants. And she seems very passionate about this. If you roll your perception empathy, you might get that she's a little bit more passionate about it than she should.
Arthur just looks at her.
We need someone in power that already is accepting and respecting of caitiffs and those that are low. By letting her take over, that's never going to happen. So I will quietly do what I can to make sure that she doesn't take the throne. If you want to go tell her, go ahead.
He shakes his head.
I've already seen what kind of rule would be under her, and that's not a society that I want to be a part of. We have another option, so I'm going to take it.
Make a perception empathy check.
Come on, Dice Stream. Nope. That's a fail. She doesn't get anything.
Arthur looks back to the crossbow. Looks sort of away from Nikki at the moment.
Do you know the history of your clan?
Not its entire history, no. I'm only young. Younger than you, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I learned some things. What the Tremere have done in the past to Gangrel.
You cut out then. What did she say?
She said, I've learned some terrible things that the Tremere have done in the past to the Gangrel.
Arthur looks interested. He turns back towards her.
They decided I don't think that it was just us. It was sort of a hybrid between us and something else. Make and twist into their own personal slave warriors called gargoyles.
I know out of character. I don't have the Tremere lore to know anything about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned this in character from the Fierce Claw tribe. They have since been they say that there are still a few of them around, but after there was a war, the Tremere agreed to not make them again, but there might be still some out there that are trying to make them. Don't know where or who. But not everyone does as they're told, you know?
He nods.
I know that you probably don't know about this. And she studies his face. I'll roll perception empathy again to see if he has any. Oh, I got one success this time.
He doesn't seem to. When she said about it, he seemed a little bit surprised, so it would indicate that he didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But he seems to be trying not to form an opinion or try not to react to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not definitely not blaming you for the sins of your clan's past. But it might be something that you would want to try and learn more about. Make sure that mistakes of the past don't get repeated. There are a lot of gangrel that are very biased against Tremere. Any Tremere they come across, they instantly don't like. That's why when we came across the independents, they called you what they did. There's more that I would like to learn from them. The tribe. Between them all, they've lived a long time. But I just thought that you might like to know that. And that's why some gangrel you meet will instantly not like you because of what you are. I refuse that type of thinking.
He just sort of holds his hand out in the air and says, I know more chose this path than William or Kate chose to be caitiff. But such is the way of the world. And I will always protect my clan's interests. As you must protect yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he says that, you see him look. It's quite subtle, but I'm not going to make him a peony. You see him look briefly to a photograph that you've seen before. This dark-haired woman in a silver frame. There's a small red candle burning next to it.
She looks to the picture. Who is that?
That is Lady Valerian Primogen of Chicago, my sire.
Chicago, huh?
Yes.
What is her stance on the caitiff? Do you know?
He smiles. Lady Valerian is a tactician and Camarilla loyalist of the old school. And the sharpest mind I've ever met. I've been petitioning for her to assist us strategically. She is famous for her strategic destruction of Spat, especially Rogue Thaumaturge. But she has her responsibilities in Chicago. And I can't just call on her whenever I feel my own selfish needs for the city are to be relieved.
She nods. She looks like that she wants to say something, but she stops herself.
I think that who we are as people and who we are as kindred are two very different things.
She nods.
He says mournfully.
Yeah, she nods with a very sad look on her face. She looks up at him. As people, you and I probably would have been happy together. As a person, person to person, I love you. But as kindred, we can't. We're on opposite sides right now. And she starts crying. Maybe when everything's said and done, we get the spot out. We figure out who's going to be leading us. We might be able to pick back up. But as of right now, I don't think it's a good idea. your clan, your sire, want nothing to do with us.
He shakes his head very slightly, and he says, maybe when all is said and done, you'll realise what I do for the greater good, rather than the small time good. But that's not something that can be seen in the climate that we're in.
She nods. I know.
We're not enemies.
I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying that intimacy has to take a back seat right now. You have your responsibilities, I have mine. My responsibilities right now are to Selena. She is practically my sister. We share the same mentor.
Arthur smiles sadly, because in his own head, although he wouldn't say this out loud because he knows that he's listened to, he in his own head he wishes he had the freedom to care or show care, but he does not.
Yep. Nikki,
He
go ahead.
he just says, if you need anything for any of your missions, I'm working on some other additions, things I can do to protect groups when they go out on recon.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll be resting here for the next few days. I donated my blood to the unit for recovery, so I will need to rest before my wounds are healed.
She nods. I wonder how long it'll be before William wakes up.
Not too much longer, I hope. He was very brave. He went into that building on his own and stood his ground until we could attack.
Wow.
One man against a Templar.
Yeah, he's lucky that he's not Ash. That man, I saw him. I'm glad that you all destroyed him.
Arthur nods. You know where my door is, Miss Bonnet.
She stands up. She gives Arthur a kiss on the cheek and looks at him sadly before leaving.
He watches her close the door, turning in his chair and sighing as he takes out a large piece of wood and begins to carve it in the fashion of a stake. Inscribed in the stake, it says, "This is for Carmen."
And Nikki goes back to the room that she and Arthur once shared. Now that it's empty, she knows she can be in there alone. And she shuts the door and slumps down against it and allows herself to cry. Everything changes. Everything can change in an instant. And that is where we will end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.